Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk briefly about how reordering rules work and how these are related to our different locations. I'm right here in my inventory app, and we're going to take a look at a product, which is our Sennheiser headset. As you can see, we have 12 units of this product. But if I click on this button, I'm going to see that I have 11 units on aisle A and then just 1 unit on aisle B. If I go back to my product, I take a look at the reordering rules, I'm going to see that I have a minimum amount that I'm allowed to have. But the important thing to note here is that this is the minimum amount that I'm allowed to have in aisle A, because this is the location that I selected. So if I transfer products and leave aisle A without 10 units, a purchase order is automatically going to be generated, even if I didn't actually sell any products or not a single unit left my warehouse. And I'm going to demonstrate this by making a transfer. I'm going to create a transfer here. I'm going to say it's just an internal transfer. I'm going to transfer from aisle A to aisle B. My Sennheiser headset. I'm going to say I'm going to transfer 5 units. By the way, before validating this transfer, I'm going to go to my purchase orders. I'm going to see that the last purchase order that was generated was number 45. So if I go back to my inventory, I'm going to save this transfer just to confirm from aisle A to aisle B. I'm going to do 5 units of the Sennheiser headset. Mark as to do, check availability, and validate it. If I go back to my product, I'm going to see that we still have the same 12 units on our warehouse, but we now have 6 units on each aisle. But since the reordering rule doesn't allow us to have less than 10 units on aisle A, we're going to see that if I refresh this page in a second, we're going to see that a purchase order was automatically generated for 4 units. Okay, now I'm going to take a look at a different product. In this case, our standing desk has 10 units, and also my minimum quantity is 10 units. But as we're going to see here, this minimum amount is only set to our main warehouse. So it doesn't really matter if we move the products between one aisle to another. And I'm just going to demonstrate this again real quick. I'm going to see that I have 2 here and 8 here. And if I just make a quick transfer, I'm going to say it's an internal transfer from stock I'm going to say aisle B to aisle A of our standing desk. I'm going to say it's just two units. Save, mark as to do, check availability, validate. Just apply. And if I go back to my products, I'm going to see that I also still have these 10 units. But now I have 4 here and 6 here. But if I go to my purchase orders or RFQ, to be more accurate, I refresh this page. I'm going to see that there were no purchase orders created. Another important thing to understand is how the locations are configured. So I'm going to go to my inventory configuration. I'm going to take a look at my locations. And what's important here is the concept of parent location. So parent location means that the location that you're configuring right now is inside that location. I actually have an image here that explains this. So for example, here we have a warehouse, we have stock aisle 1, stock aisle 2, and this means that our location is going to be named like this. warehouse stock aisle 1 and warehouse stock aisle 2. This is important to understand because sometimes we get confused. We think that, for example, we can have a scrap location. I'm going to show you how sometimes we can get confused with this. If we are on our locations, I want to create a new location called, for example, scrap, and I select my warehouse, because my logic is, yes, this is a scrap of this warehouse. But it doesn't work like this because whatever parent location I select means that whatever is in this location is actually not going to leave the parent location. As you can see in this image, I'm going to see that if I select the parent location warehouse for my scrap, whenever I transfer my scrap or any products to this location, it will actually not leave the parent location. So for scrap locations, it's important to, as you can see here, it's just in Spanish, but as you can see here, scrap locations must be a virtual location, so they actually leave the warehouse. Thank you.